This is a great story if you want to hear it. Dr. Tim Petitsis. We had OCF, this Orthodox Christian Fellowship at Northeastern, and we rented out a room, and we called our topic, "So what is Orthodoxy anyway?" And we thought maybe a dozen people will show up. So we rented this one room, and it was slammed. So we had to move to another room, and it was slammed. So we had to move to an auditorium and pack everybody in. So what is Orthodoxy anyway? This was in Boston about 7 or 8 years ago. And Dr. Tim Petitsis, who's this incredible theologian, begins to discuss the beauty of Orthodoxy. And of course, all of it is, Orthodoxy is not a philosophy, it's not an ideology, it's not really a religion per se. It is a conviction about who we say Jesus is. That's Orthodoxy. I mean, it's why Trajan called us atheists and tried to kill us. That's our conviction. So he gives this incredible talk, right? And a buddy of ours is like 3 rows up on one of these steps. And he's dating an atheist girl at the time. He ended up going to seminary. But the girl's sitting there, and maybe it's just my own head, but she kind of had this thing going on the whole time, Very much like your pose right now. Well done. I'm sorry, it's an easy topic right in front of me. So, and I'll never forget this. There are very few moments in your life that there are certain memories that just burn into your head, right? This will answer your question, I promise. And he takes all these questions, and this girl raises her hand. And I remember her boyfriend was kind of like, she's like, and quite seriously, she goes, "If there is this God of yours, why do girls get raped? Why do wives grow up in homes where their husbands beat them? Why are children molested? Why is there starvation and death? Why is there so much hate and riot? Why do I despise people around me? Why is there so much wickedness and death?" And I remember the room's quiet. Now, of course, in my head, being the genius, that I am from the seminary, I'm thinking, well, I have all the perfect responses for that up here. And I'm thinking, we'll stitch her up with logic. People asking a really deep question love to be stitched up with logic. And I'm thinking, there's so many different responses to that. It's an easy question to answer, so to speak. But I'll never forget Tim Petitsis' response, because she was in earnest, her question. She goes, "Why?" And I'll never forget Tim Petitsis, with no guile, he wasn't playing a game, looked at her, and he'd been staring intently the whole time, and he just goes, "Oh, that's my fault. That's on us. Forgive me." I was dumbfounded. I mean, the whole room went dead silent for count to 1,000, count to 10 by 1,000s. And this girl's face, it was red, and it just crept the whole way up. You see, instead of him trying to explain to her who Jesus Christ was, he became Christ. She said, "Why sin? Why so much pain?" And his response as an Orthodox Christian was to go, "My fault. Forgive me, the sinner." Ephraim, one of our great saints of Syria, says, "One bad thought pollutes the whole universe." So in that sense, every evil thing that happens in the world, I have in some way, shape, or form participated in. It's my love of nice clothes that puts people in sweatshops in the world. It's a person's love of pornography that helps out with the sex slave industry in parts of Eastern Europe. There's nothing that I am doing that's not impacting